everybody, Charles Billingsley here. I'm so excited to be introducing to you this new series that we're going to be doing all through this fall on the book of Genesis. We've got all kinds of Thomas Roaders involved in this study. We've the Tria people, the young adult leaders. A lot of our people have been part of writing these devotions and the studies. And I'm privileged to bring you a little short video every week as we introduce the week's studies. We've got student groups, we've got men's groups, we've got women's groups, we've got family groups and meeting in homes and everywhere else. And it's such a privilege to be a part of this with you. And it's going to be quite a journey because Genesis is quite a book. Genesis is a book that goes through about 2,500 years of history from the beginning of time in Genesis 1:1 all the way through the death of Joseph. And so we have lots to cover, but in this particular study, we're only going to go through the first 11 chapters. So I encourage you to put your seatbelts on and to open your mind and your heart to what the Lord has for you, because there's lots of scripture and lots of important subjects we're going to talk about. Everything from the beginning of time to how God created the heavens and the earth in the first 6 days of the glorious creation of earth, and it's amazing. And then also we're going to touch on the importance of a Sabbath, that seventh day that he rested. And then the second and third chapters, we're going to discuss the fall of mankind. But even in the midst of that fall, how God has a redemptive plan, and little hints of that in Genesis 3 verses 15. And then of course the story of Cain and Abel in chapter 4. And then the genealogies begin in chapter 5. And then in chapter 6, we introduce the flood and the story of Noah, and what an amazing story that is. And even in the midst of God destroying all mankind and all living things, we still see that story of redemption carried out through every chapter, on every page of Scripture, really. And so it's a beautiful story of the flood and how God used Noah to bring redemption and a brand new start for this earth. And then, of course, we go all the way through more genealogy, and then you get to chapter 11, where we're introduced to the Tower of Babel and how God brought confusion intentionally to the people of that day so that they would continue to disperse throughout the world, to populate the world, but also so that God would have a purpose and a plan to fulfill his mission of the gospel in using different cultures through different languages and different settings to get that truth across. And even in the midst of that, again, we see through the line of Shem, God's plan for redemption, and ultimately as it comes through his son, Jesus Christ. So we're in for quite a ride, and it's going to be an awesome study. We welcome all of you. I hope you're a part of us every week, and let's get into this together.